Denny Hamlin, yes sir, won. Richmond, no surprise there, number 6 of the season, but like Jeff Gordon says, gee, I wish somebody like Casey Mears or Casey Kane had won this race. You don't want to go into the chase with one of the top contenders like Denny Hamlin on a roll like this. He had the car to beat at Atlanta, blew up. Tonight, plenty of horsepower. Mike Mullen from MikeMullen.net, Richmond International Raceway. Denny Hamlin led the most laps. What happened to Carl Edwards? He was on the pole, led 95 of the first 100 laps, and then faded back to 10th and called it a bad night. A good finish on a bad night, top 10 at least. Of course, everybody gets re-zeroed back to essentially zero for the start of the chase, the 10-race chase that begins at Loudon, New Hampshire. And the guy on top, Denny Hamlin. And Jimmy Johnson finished third, ran strong. He says he's starting to peak, and he's a little ticked off that people seem to think he might be vulnerable. Kryptonite? Hey, the guy looks pretty strong to me. Somebody's got to beat him first. Kevin Harvick led most of the season. Doesn't have the lead going into the championship chase. That's because of this chase rules that, well, they're a little strange, I guess. And they'll probably be changed up, too, because we were looking at the NFL, which opened its season a couple of days ago, with super strong ratings. The best ratings in like 14 years for a regular season primetime game. 17-6 or something like that. 27, 28 million people watching the game between the Vikings and the Saints. Hey, NASCAR's got some big numbers to look at. And the numbers from Atlanta last weekend, 3.9. I tell you, NASCAR's got 10 weeks of heavy-duty promoting to do. And the 12 guys in the chase, they'll be in New York this weekend. They'll be in New York this week to do a lot of promotion. I hope it's good enough. Loudon, what's going to happen up there? I don't know. Mike Ford, Denny Hamlin's crew chief, says they ran so bad there in June, he's really worried about that race. He's also worried about Dover. He's also worried about Kansas. The first 3 races, once he gets through those, he says he'll breathe a little easier. They got some good stuff. They got good horsepower. We looked at the horsepower ratings from NASCAR's chassis dyno test, the ones they did right on 16 engines right after Michigan. Chevrolets and Toyotas look strong. Fords and Dodges don't look that strong. Kurt Busch says they've got a lot of work to do. Jeff Gordon seems a bit depressed about the whole thing. He wasn't even a factor in this race. And he barely managed to make things happen at all toward the end. He started slow, got better. Pretty happy at the end of the race, but never a factor. Is he going to be a factor in the chase? Well, you'd have to think that the 4-time champion could do something. It's been almost 10 years since you won a title, though. I don't know. It's starting to look like Denny Hamlin, if you get to the first 3 races, should have something going. Jimmy Johnson should definitely have something going. And Kevin Harvick, those guys, they ran strong. They look like they've got the team to beat. If I were a betting man, I'd say Kevin Harvick. Even though he's not in the points lead anymore, is the guy to beat in the chase. But we'll see. Denny Hamlin beats teammate Kyle Busch. And Joey Logano, the 3rd guy on the Joe Gibbs team, finishes 4th. Real strong outing for the Gibbs guys going into the chase. A lot of momentum. And it's a sport of momentum, I think. We'll see what kind of momentum we have the next 3 weeks. Loudon, Dover, Kansas City. When we get out of Kansas, we should know who's got it and who stepped it up and who's going to make something happen and who's going to be sitting on the sidelines. Mike Mullen from MikeMullen.net. Saturday night, Richmond International Raceway. Denny Hamlin beating Kyle Busch.